Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I talked about Ark Survival Evolved, the original game. Ark Survival Ascended has so many bugs and still has the save bug issue on the PlayStation 5 version. I'm not quite sure how it is on the other versions. I haven't played it on there enough to test that out. I essentially gave up on the game and pretty much the channel because that game ran and performed so badly, and the fact that it wouldn't save any of my single player progress was pretty much done. And I even had a talk with one of the developers over on X, and he responded to me saying that he was going to look into it and fix it. And within the next week, they did have the save. They added the save button back to the pause menu, but still, after long play sessions, it will not save and it reverts to a previous save. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if that is like a local save backup within the game itself that is overwriting my newer save. I don't know what the heck's going on, and they still have not fixed it. Instead, they're working on new DLC, mods. So really the only way to save your progress is to play on a server, and even then that's a little wishy-washy. So I'm kind of done with Ascended. So why am I talking about Ark then? Well, over on the Nintendo Switch 2, if you recall the Nintendo Switch version made by Grove Street Games, or at least ported by them, I kind of felt like that was the most, probably not the word polished, but most optimized. Like I felt like if the Switch was a little more powerful, they actually took the time to optimize the game. Now, obviously, it looked ugly, it had low frame rate, but the thing worked. It worked fine, and it played pretty dang good. So, I'm happy to report via NintendoLife.com that Ark Ultimate Survivor Edition on Nintendo Switch 2 is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 update. Let's go over to Nintendo Life and let's look at this article that they just posted. So here we are over on NintendoLife.com. I'll leave a link in the description down below. And it says Ark Ultimate Survivor Edition lands Switch 2 update with evolved frame rate and resolution. It says down here below, Grove Street Games has today lifted the lid on a sweet new Switch 2 update for Ark Survival Edition, Ultimate Survivor Edition, beefing up the adventure game to make the most of the new console specs. The update packs in all the stuff you'd expect to find in a Switch 2 patch, promising improved frame rate, that's a big one, and resolution, that's another big one, and upgrades to the shadow quality and anti-aliasing. We don't have any specifics on what any of the above looks like in their improved state. Here's hoping for 60 FPS, but we'll always welcome news of things moving in the right direction. In its initial form, Ark Survival Evolved was a bit of a mess on Switch. The port was marred by technical issues, making the whole thing feel a little too ambitious for Nintendo's humble console. I don't know, I felt like it ran pretty good considering how weak the Switch was. That's my opinion, though. By all accounts, things started to turn around in the later Ultimate Survivor Edition. It popped up in one of the earlier games we missed community features. So here's hoping today's Switch 2 update keeps things on the up and up. Now, it doesn't list when this patch is going live, but they are working on a patch. And like I said, the footage in the video, by the way, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, is not the Switch 2 version. It's not. I had to re-download it to see if they patched it yet, but no. It sounds like to me it's getting an official Switch 2 upgrade. It sounds like it's going to be free because it doesn't say it's going to be charged here or anything. So that's great news and kind of makes me want to play the game again on the Switch 2 without all the craziness and unoptimization of the other versions of the game. Even Ark Survival Ascended, which should have been like Ark but fixed, right? Instead of fixing it, they redesigned the whole thing, or at least re-released it and tried to upscale it and make it look prettier. It does look great. But by doing so, just to get mods in so we can pay for mods and pay for unlimited skins and stuff like that, try to turn it into what Minecraft is, where it has tons and tons of different things you can add to the game, and you just use the skeleton of the game and swap out the skins like Power Rangers and whatever. Cool idea on the surface, But if your core mechanics are still broken and you can't save your single player save game still, a video I made 2 years ago when the game came out is still getting tons of views and still getting people complaining about the save functionality, which kills me they've never fixed it, then everything else is pretty much pointless. And the fact that everybody's been going back to the old game, they're losing tons of players. I feel like when a big new map comes out, obviously it brings everybody back to see if it's fixed, and more bugs show up, more issues show up. And God help you if you play on a server, because those things are so wishy-washy. It's like, and there's rampant cheating, there's all sorts of stuff. So if this Switch 2 edition is optimized out the wazoo, then this might be the definitive version, which is crazy to say because the Switch 2 is more powerful than the Switch, but it's definitely not as powerful as a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or PC. But once again, if they can optimize it and really get it to work and run and play beautifully on this system, then we're back. I'll be playing Ark Survival Evolved once again on the channel, making how-to videos. I really hope this is something substantial and not just some light little boost just to try to get extra money off the game. I hope it's a real solid, good upgrade. The fact that they're actually doing it and it's not just being buried in the wayside. I really wish they'd go back and fix PixARK too. PixARK is such a unique take on Ark and the block building voxel genre. It's a great entry. It just needs a little tweaking on console. They still get support on PC, but they released it on console, and it's not just the Switch. It's also the PS4 and Xbox version. Totally got abandoned. In fact, I believe on the PlayStation, you cannot purchase it digitally on the PlayStation 5 storefront. It's not even available to buy. It's just blacked out. You can go buy it on the PlayStation 4 and still play it via backwards compatibility, but as far as like buying it on the PlayStation 5 storefront, it doesn't work. What's funny is you can still buy it on the Switch 2 eShop, and it does work on the Switch 2, but the Switch 2 doesn't really do much. It doesn't force it to run better and look better. I think I made a video on that on this channel. It's still... The biggest issue with PixARK is the controls and the menu system. It is so heavily designed for a mouse and keyboard, although with the Switch 2, if it got a Switch 2 upgrade, the Switch 2 does have mouse functionality, so it would work perfectly on there if they actually got funding to fix it. It's just sad. I believe the Switch version of PixARK never got the free DLC that PS4 and Xbox got, and that didn't really do much to fix it. It's just an unfinished, broken game at this point, and it's sad to see because it could have probably rivaled Minecraft if they've really, really tried to make it something big. Because it was basically, it had Pokemon elements, it had the Ark survival elements, had the voxel building. You could build literally anything. It was really fun. It's just, and even the character designs were unique and different. So they really were onto something there, and for some reason they just decided to abandon it and never fix it. And it really sucks. So, I hope this comes out pretty soon. Keep an eye on the channel. I will be covering this. I will be playing this. I have a Switch 2 channel also. But since this is an Ark channel and I haven't really been making content on it because I'm pretty much done with the franchise, unless Ark 2 comes out or they, let's say, fix the Switch 2 version or make a Switch 2 version. Well, here we are. Thank you for watching. Are you excited for this? I am, because I've kind of missed Ark. Ark is my most played game on the PlayStation 4. Out of pretty much all the other games I've played over, according to what it says, over like 500 games across the PS4 and PS5 generation. Ark and Borderlands, the Handsome Collection, are the two games I played the most during both generations, which is funny because, and I also played Ark on literally everything. And my whole YouTube thing started, and I got 2 other YouTube channels now because of this. So anyway, Down with the Constable, thanks for watching, and stay frosty.